Well, hello there. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Ghost, and we are doing a Sunday art stream. I usually do a Sunday art stream starting around noon, around this time. And Tuesdays I usually play some video games around 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. I've got a couple of projects in the works. A couple of things I started last year, including an animatic, some original character art, an art trade, and then I wanted to get a sketch done for January's Patreon members. I'm quite behind in sketches, so starting fresh this year and trying to do something that's a little bit more sustainable. I was doing polls on Patreon, but I don't get a lot of responses to there because I don't have too many folks that are on that tier level, so I'm just going with what sketches feel right, and if more members join and they want to have a say in the sketches, you certainly can do that. You just gotta leave comments on my Patreon posts that are related to that. I try to tag everything and make it easy to find what you want to find as far as like what year, what kind of art, and that sort of thing. But let me show you what I was looking at a little earlier. So I started this last year, and it's been a process. Big old process to get the instruments and the poses and getting them all on the frame and the stage and all of that. So I'm at the coloring and shading and highlighting phase, and I'm kind of struggling with wrapping my head around how I'm gonna shade this. I've got the spotlights coming down, so like there's that whole thing going on. I guess I gotta look at some actual band photos of people up on stage and hold on. I want to try something real quick. So you got color, brightness, hue, saturation. I'll make this a clip layer. Nah, that doesn't do what I want it to do. Okay, well, there's other stuff I've been working on. There's this art trade I kind of forgot about. So I'm gonna work on that a little bit at one point, and then there's some more of the animatic that I want to work on. But I think what I'm gonna do first is get a new illustration open. We've got this gray color. I heard a notification, but I don't know what that was. Was it the song? I don't know. Oh, maybe that was my Discord. Let's get the music up a little bit. Oh yeah, that was my Discord. Okay. So, let's get a canvas open. A little bit of a gray canvas color so I don't strain my eyes. But I want to draw a sketch of something, and I'm going to look up a reference picture using trueref.io. They have wonderful reference pictures. Actually, I should check what I've downloaded from them and use some of those. Oh. Do I have it saved in my art folder? Fonts, brushes, textures. I have it saved somewhere. Photos. Ah, it's on my, let's see, sample demo pack, creature poses. That could be fun. I kind of like this one. Oh. Let's cancel that. Transform it. So I'm going to draw something based off of this as a reference. First thing I kind of saw that really spoke to me. First thing I really clicked on, honestly. But I like it. I like it. I like it. Yeah, let's close that. And how's our music doing? It's kind of low. Okay. Just a little sketch. So there's some interesting shoulder anatomy going on here with her neck and her clavicles and shoulder blades. Let's see. I'm gonna try not to get too in depth with the anatomy that I haven't really done a lot of practice with lately, so just gonna get some basic lines and shapes to depict the armpits here. Okay. So we got the torso part. Gotta make her head a little bit bigger around the back because she looks a little bit like she's got a problem there. Love drawing hands, especially in interesting poses like this. They got some cool little finger attachments to really elongate that hand. Hello, Porple23. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. I'm just sketching right now. Just working on some random stuff, and I just realized I'm using a pencil brush. I usually use pen. This looks actually pretty interesting. Nice little texture. How are you doing today? Let's make this hand a little bit smaller. It's a little bit elongated. Little manipulation there. There we go. Nice. Glad to hear you're working on some art too. I just, I randomly picked this reference picture and just decided to go for it, so I'm just kind of mindlessly doodling myself. I'm thinking I might make this a character from, like an original character from a comic I've been slowly but surely working on. I typically do that with most of my sketches, just to give me a reference to build off of for a character. But I love these references. It's from trueref.io. If you've never heard of them, check them out. They got a lot of both clothed and like half nude models that you can reference for art for free. They are awesome. They have like monthly updates too. And of course like a Patreon and exclusive content, but they're a great resource for artists. Okay, time to flip the canvas and try the other arm here. Pardon me. Hi, Krigler. You're not too late. I think I started the stream about 5 minutes early-ish before I actually got online, so 14 minutes late, not 19. But I'll be drawing for a little while today. I didn't draw for too long last Sunday because my hand was cramping up something bad, but doing a little bit better today. Doing my hand stretching between breaks and stuff. Okay. Man, I love drawing hands. They're one of my favorite things to draw. I just said this like 5 minutes ago, but it's true. Okay. I think I'm gonna turn this into Chinette, which is a character that I helped create with my friends. I refuse to call her my character because she has been a collaborative effort amongst several people, some which I don't talk to anymore, but 'tis the way of middle school and high school, right? Just running around outside. There's like peacocks outside, and oh yeah, there's a big male peacock right outside my window. They're like looking in my window and seeing what I'm up to. Ooh, I see new music has gone up on my Discord. My art Discord. I'll have to listen to those songs after the stream. But the music that we're listening to today is by Blue Turtle, I believe. It's at least on a Blue Turtle video. Oh no, these are different artists, but they allow use on YouTube, I believe. Different artists, but compilation under Blue Turtle, who does some great animations. Recommend you check him out. Okay. Now let's do the rest of the body. Okay. I've never drawn legs crossed like this before. This is new. Okay, so we're gonna increase the size of my eraser tool a little bit. Let's reduce the size of it a touch. Okay, so we got two knees. They're both going out like that. Okay, we got a foot coming in. Nice, nice. This isn't looking too bad. We got the hips and the thighs. We got an ankle here. And I think, yeah. That looks a little funky. I'm gonna erase that. Okay, we want the big toe kind of sticking out a little bit. I think I'm gonna have her floating. Okay, let's get another sketch layer for her hair, because I want nice long hair. Oops, I paused the music. Okay, so looking good so far. Let's go with that. I kind of like how that looks. I'm gonna remove or let's hide the reference, not remove it entirely. Oh, we gotta erase some of this. Okay, let's edit the canvas size a little bit. We can bring that down. Bring that up. And bring this shadow down a little bit. At least that's kind of what I'm making it. It's a little shadow. I think this is looking pretty good so far. So I'm gonna line it. Let's combine these sketch layers together. We got a sketch layer. We gotta get a line art layer. Do I want to use a rough texture? Oh, this has been flipped the whole time. Oh no. Okay, it doesn't look too bad. But I forgot I flipped it. Oops. Anyway, let's line this or do let's call this a rough sketch. I do a rough sketch, a clean sketch, and then lines, but we'll call this lines just in case I change my mind. So this is my Yeti rough inker pen. Got some texture to it. And I think I want a little bit of pen texture on this drawing. Actually, let's not draw the face because I want to draw her hair framing the face, and that might be a little bit easier to start with. There we go. Hope everyone's having a chill day today. This here Sunday. I hear it's quite rainy in Kuwait, according to my friend, so I'm thankful that it's nice and sunny out today. Well, they're thankful it's rainy. They don't get a lot of rain. But, I don't know. Every time it rains, I worry about people. My outdoor neighbors and people that don't have the means to shelter themselves and stuff. I used to like the rain a lot more, but it's just something that comes to mind, especially these days. For a while, I've also told myself I wouldn't talk about, like, serious topics on stream, but I think it's important once in a while. It's good to have outlets, but it's also good to acknowledge the world around you and what's going on, and holding space for that. I don't like how this hair is turning out. Okay, so we got the hair. I want to get... It's hard to draw a nose with this textured pen for some reason. Because it's kind of doing things I don't want it to do. With the certain thicknesses of the lines. We'll see, we'll see. I don't need bot viewers, please go away. Time to ban. Okay, now that the bot's gone, let's get back to art. They really are. I get usually like one a stream. I'm used to it. It is what it is. It's the price of doing business on the internet these days. But it makes me all the more thankful for the folks like you that come and hang out and chat with me. Or watch back on the VODs later. Plenty of people watch back on them later. I always love putting streaming VODs on in the background while I'm at work and stuff, so that's why I kind of do multi-hour streams and longer video content for the games that I put out. I do the stuff that I would like to watch, you know? No wonder it didn't look like Janet. I gave her rounded ears instead of her elf ears. Okay, we got elf ears. They're in. Okay, so I'm gonna get this hair in, or the top of the head in, maybe. And we'll do the rest of the hair after I draw the body, I think. I don't really have a set way that I go and approach a drawing. It's just vibes. Eye looks a little bit funky. We'll fix it, we'll fix it. I almost didn't want to stream today because I stayed up super late last night. Just talking and was playing Stardew for a little while, Stardew Valley. But mostly talking and watching videos with my mom. Good conversations at like 3 at night. Watching Hassan videos of some of the most wild people that I think shouldn't have public opinions, but you know, sometimes people get to just go on the internet and say whatever they want to say. Truth be damned. So the nose is still not quite what I want it to be. A little better. And we've been going for, how long have we been going for so far? About 40 minutes, okay. It's just because I'm feeling it in my hand. I gotta take a break in about 10 or 20 minutes. Important to take breaks when you're doing repetitive movements. I would know throughout college I had some pretty severe carpal tunnel. I've been very thankful not to experience it since I stopped writing so much. I would always write all my notes on paper. Helps me learn a little bit better than relying on typed notes. Plus I drew a lot because I was taking like anatomy classes and whatnot, so anatomy, chemistry, all those, it was really useful to have a tablet actually because I could draw my notes, draw the diagrams and whatnot. Okay, So we got straps here. Huh. Let's do another layer for the bust. Just because it's overlapping with the parts of the hair there, and I don't want to accidentally erase it. How did this armpit look? Hold on a second. Where did that reference go? Oh yeah, I also have a bunch of Clip Studio Paint 3D poses. Okay. Armpit, armpit, armpit. That's what we're working on here. Armpit, but muscular. We got this. Yeah. Or a little bit down more. Let's call this layer arms lines. We'll call this one headlines. Where's my transparent chat? It's not showing up at the top here. There we go. So let's get back on these hands. Actually, let's do that. Let's do that. His hand looks like it has an extra finger. Let's fix that. Erase, erase, erase all this. Oh yeah, I did that wrong. So we've got these three fingers that are all coming down without that harsh upward curve. Okay. It's looking good, looking good. Oops, I did this on the wrong line. I should have gotten that on the arms line. Okay. I don't like how this armpit looks. So we've got, I'm trying to think of these muscle groups here. Got that muscle group. Muscle group. I don't remember the names of them anymore, but let's try to get this other arm in, see if I can get something that I'm happy with on this side without flipping it. kind of flex my muscles this way a little bit. Actually, we want the arm. There we go. So we got a wrist, then we got the forearm muscle. Kind of comes out a little bit. I'm gonna consider this the elbow-ish area. Elbow-ish area. And I don't mind drawing the lines on the joints here because this character is actually a living doll. So she does have kind of weird joints. The magic kind of keeps her looking mostly normal without the hinged joints and whatnot. Okay, we got another armpit down. That one's looking a little bit better. Kind of like how it looks. Flipping it now to get this hand drawn. I could just copy paste it. Let's see how bad it looks if I do that. Oops. Copy, paste, transform. It's not half bad, actually. Let's erase a little bit of that. A little bit of this. And then make the line a little smaller. Okay. That's looking good, I think. Close this. We have been going for about 50 minutes. I'm gonna walk around. My husband's cooking something, so I'm gonna check on him and how he's doing with that. I'm gonna get my water because I haven't had water in a little bit, and I don't know where my bottle is, my water bottle. So I will be back. Hopefully no longer than 10 minutes. So when we get back, I'll probably continue working on this. This is gonna be for this. If you're watching the stream, you're seeing some exclusive content here because I was thinking of posting this to Patreon. As a sketch. This is still sketchy for me, so I'm gonna try to not make it super perfect. Just get it done. Maybe do some black and white or monotone or some texture to color it. But I like how it's turning out so far. I'm feeling a little bit inspired by the reference pictures, so that's always good. Anyway, I will be back in just a little bit here. I'm Ghost. You can find me at artghosts, ARTGH0STS, online, and I will see you shortly. Well, welcome back, or welcome if you're just joining me here. I'm Ghost. You can find me at Art Ghosts Online. That's ARTGH0STS. I stream weekly on Sundays and Tuesdays. Sundays are my art streams, Tuesdays are my game streams. Sometimes I mix it up, sometimes I skip them, but I usually try to announce when that's gonna be. I was working on an animatic last week, and this week I am working on a sketch. This lovely drawing that I'm having a lot of fun with right now. Ooh, I see some art shared on the Discord. I love the hair. That's my dad taking... Oh no, that's my mom taking care of the chickens outside. They got chickens. They're so cute. Ladies, as we call them. I don't know their individual names. I have not bothered to learn them or identify them, but I call them the ladies. Yeah, you're very welcome. Well, that's in the Discord, maybe. Maybe if Criggler's not back. Or if they're in the chat. Chicken ladies. Exactly. Okay, so let's get back to this sketch. Well, it's more finer now. Did the rough sketch, now it's time for getting the rest of the body drawn in. I like how we did the legs here. They're nice and flowy. Oh wait, I gotta remember. I flipped it, didn't I? I did. That's okay. We can do it like this. I love full character references. I miss drawing them for my characters. Who's messaging me? I don't know. Anyway, make it back to art. I'm getting distracted. Yeah, let's draw these knees. Hold on, let me... change some settings here. I gotta change my volume settings for a moment before I get into drawing. One moment, please. Sound, volume mixer. Let's turn Discord down. I don't want that popping up in the stream. So we're still listening to music that's compiled together by Blue Turtle. Got a playlist going. Nice and chill. A little bit loud, so I'm gonna turn it down. Maybe it's just loud in my ears. Maybe this line should be a little bit thicker because because it's closer to the viewer. So an 8 instead of a 7. Erase the ankle and retry that. I'm having fun drawing these legs. Using a reference has certainly helped me improve a lot with not just anatomy, but the flow of the drawing. Like, they don't feel rigid. At least not nearly as much as the ones where I don't use reference. I guess it's because it's been a while since I've done any reference studies besides this one. I used to do a lot more figure studies, but I usually do that all on my own time, you know? I didn't go to art school or anything. I took some classes in high school, but it wasn't for me to pursue professionally. How did this get smaller? Okay, and then we've got a torso to add in. That looks odd. Belly button, perhaps? Let's make this like a kind of like a bra, maybe. So we got the headlines here. Let's go back to that layer and do the rest of the hair. This is coming out pretty good. Okay. Got all this hair. I'm kind of drawing it like fabric, but I'm okay with that. Just adding more details, more strands of hair. So I think let's do this big one here. I don't like how that looks. Doesn't really look like a shadow. Hand, arm, torso, arm, hand. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just messing around. Looks possessed, but we'll deal with it for now. That's the shadow, I guess. Gonna do another layer. Gonna do white lines. Let's do this under the other lines. I'm gonna hide the rough sketch. I'm gonna turn this into a darker reddish gray. And then I'm gonna open up her reference sheet in the sub view here. In my old drive. Well, character sheets. Let's go. I dropped the hair and skin color. And I'm gonna get a new folder in for colors. Skin and hair. Why is it not typing? Excuse me. Now it's working, okay. Let's do hair first. Nice off-white hair. The music feels a bit quiet. Oh, it's just the end of the song. Fill tool is my friend. As long as I close my lines up all the way and don't have a ton of sketchiness to it, it's not too bad. Let me actually go back to the lines here. Creating another layer that I'm going to title gold. Oops. There we go. I wonder if I can do shading on the same layer as the gold. Control, is it shift? Yeah. That's kind of like some gold reflection, I think. Excuse me. Yeah, so colors added. Let me look up if I want to do like a texture in the book. My old drive, we've got textures. Okay, this is gonna go under. This is gonna be multiplied. Normal, darken, color burn. Subtract looks, no. Trying to see. Maybe I changed the paper color. Hello, Bloodhound. How you doing? I'm just working on some art right now, coloring and figuring out what I want to do for the background here. How are you doing today? I'm tired too. I was up until like 3 or 4 last night. I almost didn't stream because I wanted to sleep, but I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I'm being productive. I want it to look like this. Maybe. Diamonds are a motif for this character. And in general in the comic that she is going to be from. So that's why the diamonds for the background. I've been drawing for about an hour and 20 minutes now. I usually draw for a couple of hours, but I eventually might switch gears and play a game. I don't know. Oh, you're drawing Deadpool on your stream? I get bots too. I feel you on that. I'm sorry you gotta deal with bots all day though. Yeah, feel free to hang out and yeah, let me see what you're drawing. Let me mute it just in case. Ooh, cool, you're doing traditional art. I'll put that on in the background just so I can see what you're working on too. I've always wanted to try to do like a traditional art stream, but I feel like my traditional art skills have deteriorated. At least drawing, because like I don't have a screen tablet. I just have a regular drawing tablet. I'm looking at the screen while I draw. So my ability to draw while looking at the paper has gotten a lot more difficult. I'm gonna try some more correction layers, maybe. Reverse gradient? No. Ooh, hell yeah. Do you stream every day? New correction layer. color balance. Ooh, do I want a nice deep magenta? Ooh, you've gone 4 days in a row. Very nice. I wouldn't be able to keep up with that. I get too tired. But I definitely try to keep up weekly at least. I try to do that. Having a routine is very helpful. Ooh, or do I want to do purple? Kind of like how vibrant this coloring is. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, hell yeah, I see the dragon. Very nice. Ooh. Hell yeah. Is that what you were working on the other day? Aside from the dragon? Very nice. Yeah, I've been trying to... I do the weekly art streams so that I can at least force myself to draw at least once a week, because when I was in college, I didn't do any art. I didn't draw pretty much at all. And it's good for the soul. Good to have a creative outlet. I don't know if I want to keep this shadow here. I'm now unsure. Cut. Ooh, I like that orange and red dragon. My friend Pat, huge fan of dragons. Oh my god, I love that. Very nice. What kind of colored pencils do you use? Or what kind of pencils? Are they watercolor pencils? Nice. I've never tried watercolor pencils, but I love watercolor. I've done some pretty large scale watercolor paintings in the past. I wish I could show some of those off, but I don't know if I even have those anymore. I remember I scanned all my really old stuff. Old? Ooh, 2013, here we go. Do you have any watercolor? Oh yeah, here's my, well, it's a watercolor painting of a surgery, so I don't know if I can show that. But here's an ink drawing I did with, I colored the mouths with Copic markers. I forget how large this piece was. It was, like, I don't know how big it was. It was way too big for me to be doing this amount of detail. But this was for my AP art class. I couldn't even capture the amount of detail on this tongue that I did in the micron pens. But I did a whole anatomy-based art portfolio, and it didn't do very well. So that's why I didn't draw for a long time in college. But I'm back into it now. Let's close this stuff out. one of the most recent pieces that I finished, just to show like past, that was 2013, so this is over 10 years later. Finished artwork. Actually, this is part of the comic. So let me open up the comic real quick. It's one that I've been working on for a very long time with some friends, but I've redrawn it a couple of times. Like, I have the original old sketches when we were coming up with the idea of it, but this drawing's gone through several iterations. I used a brush to help me with the trees, so those are not all drawn by hand, but otherwise each blade of grass is done either by hand or with a brush. And I was really happy with how this background turned out. And I'm never drawing grass like this again, if I can help it. Especially not for a comic, but this was just the cover page, so I wanted to put a lot more effort into it. But that's where this character that I'm currently drawing is from. Rebellion and the Secrets of Diatros is the name of it. But yeah, thank you. I've been taking my time, having fun with it. I started it again last year, and just making it my project this year too. So for coloring, I'm gonna shade this now. And actually, before I forget, Bloodhound, let me give you a follow. I'm not on Twitch too much, aside from just streaming. I actually post more on YouTube. Used to do more art-based videos for YouTube, but lately it's just been gameplay stuff. How do I want to shade this? Ooh, nice collection of markers. I love the organization setup of that. Very aesthetic. I have a little, like, not a briefcase, but a little carrying case for my Copic markers. I've been wanting to get back into using them, but that's awesome. Takes time to put a collection together like that, so impressive. Anyway, enough distractions. Let's both draw. Not even all of them? Ooh, very nice. Lately I've been collecting, what have I been collecting? Stickers? Because I've been journaling a little bit, doing daily planning, and then I started a reflective journal, kinda, with like a tarot card spread, just because I think those are fun. Okay, so let's get the skin here. We want multiply layer or an overlay layer? I don't know yet. Oops, I paused the music. I see you've got out your other supplies. Very nice. All the watercolor stuff. Cool. Yeah, I'm glad you have popped in today. I love seeing what other people are working on. And if you ever want to join, I have a small little Discord server to share art and build community and stuff like that. I've only just started it, so there's not too many folks in there yet. Some friends and whatnot, and Crickler's in there too, and other acquaintances. So if you ever are interested in that, that's always open to folks. Love getting artists together and uplifting each other. So we've got a multiply layer. I wonder if my Restream bot is working. Because it shows up... probably. It says it's working. Let's change the music a little bit. Oops. I clicked something. Maybe... Let me turn this down just a touch. Let's change this from multiply to overlay. That looks a little better. Let's do the shade, and then let's do it as a clip of the color layer below it, so it won't go outside the lines. So, Crickler, what are you working on? Are you still drawing, or are you working on some music? Unless I'm confused about who... Let's see. Exit. What am I doing here? Yeah. This is... For a second, I got confused. Yeah, are you working on music or drawing, Crickler? Just hanging out? Might actually take another break here soon. Almost at 2 hours. I've done marathon streams before though, where I've drawn for like 5-6 hours. Those are fun. When I've got the inspiration. You're working on music for a FNF mod? Nice. You work on a lot. Yeah, I feel like any good creative has always got like a million things going at once as far as projects and ideas or works in progress, whatever their craft may be. At least Most of those that I've known. I've always thought it'd be fun to get into doing like music stuff, especially for this comic project. Oh, maybe the chat is frozen. Let me check. Oh no, it's working. There we go. I think I was just had a delay. So, apologies for the delay. I feel like I've drawn this character in a similar pose before. Let me see if I can find it, because it's kind of funny that I've drawn this character like this multiple times. Old art. Where did it go? Yeah, I did. I drew her like this, with a similar-ish background too. Oh well. She inspires me. What can I say? Let's save this, actually. Pictures, unfinished. I think I'll post this to Patreon. It was really delayed longer than normal. Maybe I had some connection issues. It did show a couple dropped frames there for a little bit. Oh well. I may have also just not seen it initially. Let's see. Patreon. Let's name it that way. Got no more cloud storage. I don't need to know about that. I'm not gonna think about that right now. I like this song. This is dramatic. Kind of fits what I would imagine I would put towards this comic. Just the drama of it. Okay, so let's get some shading. Get the legs all filled in. I just kind of mumble to myself while I draw. Don't mind me. Problem solving as I go. I don't usually color my sketches that I post to Patreon for my monthly sketches, but every once in a while I like to. Let's do another layer for hair. Shade hair. I'm gonna do a darker color, I think. Another overlay. Need something darker. That might work. Hey, so we're almost done with adding a little bit of detail to the hair. Her hair is very light, so I feel like light reflects off of it quite a bit, and she probably doesn't have a lot of dark shading on her hair. It's synthetic, anyway, as she is a living doll. Okay. Cool. I wonder now what kind of outline I could add to this. So let's take this, add it to a folder for lines. Let's do copied lines layer. And then we are going to filter, distort, or effect. Oh, let's actually flatten all these. Delete that, flatten the rest of it, or merge the rest of it, rather. Filter. Cancel. Radial or lateral? What angle do I want this at? Intensity. Okay. I think what I'm gonna do is erase it off of the body part and have it just on. Or no, do I keep it like this? I kind of like it. I don't like it looking weird. Let's do another filter effect, chromatic aberration. Yeah, you can't really notice it on that. And drag it above. Yeah. I got the lines above the chromatic aberration now. And now I need to do a gradient. Oops. Not that big of one. Okay, I think it doesn't look too bad. And then I just got a sign at the bottom. Oh no, Bloodhound Blade's camera died. Oh well. I followed, so next time. Okay, let's say export as a PNG. Let's do this old drive. We need a 2026 folder. Right, cancel. Export PNG. Thank you for your patience as I save this. Then I'm going to take a break and move on to something else. I like that it's like this. She's weird. What can I say? Okay. Nice. So you should be back soon, hopefully. Get back to drawing soon. Okay, so progress was made on this today. I think the next thing that I'm going to work on when I get back, now that I've got this done and warmed up, is I might work on coloring this because I've been coloring. This is original characters that make up a band that my friends and I created. The name is Sonic06, among other meme bullshit. And this has been hell to draw, and I just want it to be done. So, I'm gonna take another little break, go to the bathroom, get some water, stretch my legs, stretch my hands, and I'll be back in just a little bit. But I'm sorry you just hit your toe. Oh, damn. Feel better. That sucks. But yeah, I will be back in about 10 to 15 minutes, and I will see you guys shortly. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'm Ghost. You can find me at ArtGhosts Online, ARTGH0STS. See you in a bit. Hello and welcome or welcome back if you are joining me again. I'm Ghost. You can find me at ArtGhosts, ARTGH0STS. And today is my Sunday art stream. We've been working on one particular piece right here. This is Chinette from my comic Rebel and the Secrets of Diatros. She is purposefully blurry. I got some chromatic aberration going on here. But if you want to see this posted up, if you want to look at the files, I'm going to make it Patreon exclusive. I try to do a sketch per month from Patreon members. I fell off at the end of last year, so I want to get back into it. Start providing more benefits and have it not just be a tip jar like it originally has been. But I don't know if I want to work on coloredness or work on animatic that I'm working on a little bit more. Let's try some shading. We've got a lot of layers here. So I gotta clean the screen layer up a little bit because it is going off of Adrian. Let's make that smaller. Notice that going off of her is fine, except for the hair up here. And I'm gonna just be drawing for a little bit longer before I switch gears and play a little bit of Sunless Sea. It's a text, not a text-based game, but it has a lot of text and story to read. But if you're interested in hanging out with me for that as well, I'd be very welcome to have you. Oh yeah, shading. Okay. So this needs to be erased a little bit. Sonic 06. There we go. Let's get a shade layer. Overlay. Do we really want it to look like that, though? Just sorting your settings for a gaming stream? Oh, nice. I was thinking about doing the same thing, actually. I was gonna restart my stream in like maybe 30 minutes and play some Sunless Sea, but it also depends on when my husband gets back from errands and stuff, because I need to help him with some stuff. Excuse me. Okay. So I'm gonna shade a little bit more. Just get a feeling for how I want this to be rendered. Actually erase that shading there. How do I want this part of her hair shaded? Okay. One moment. I need to sneeze or cough or something. It was both. But we're back. We are not coughing into the mic. This is quite loud, so I'm gonna fix it. It's probably just loud in my ears. What stream are we on? Still listening to Blue Turtle. Maybe we'll do this. Not looking half bad so far. It's hard to figure out where the shadow actually goes when there's lights in multiple directions. I guess you just have multiple shadows of different colors, huh? Kind of like how the shading's coming across so far. Let's just do the pants now. Then I could say I've done it. And then call it done here. I might call it done after I finish shading her. Been 2.5 hours on stream anyway. I started a little afternoon. I might take a break and then do a game stream or something a little bit different for like the last hour. Because at 5 is when the stuff that is in the crock pot is finished cooking. Been slow cooking all day. Oh no, your internet's being sucky. I'm sorry. That's why my stream, not last week but the week before, I had to cancel it because we ended up having to upgrade our internet because the connection was so bad. Or change our internet plan. So that's always frustrating when that happens. I hope it'll resolve itself or just a momentary outage. Is it like just not connecting at all, or just being really slow? Oh, cool. I don't want to shade this. You may as well have a can as a satellite thing. Oh, that's such a bummer. My parents, that I'm staying with currently, they run a business out of their house, so I was able to convince them to get better internet for the sake of their business. So that was useful. But yeah, I'm sorry about your internet issues. Very frustrating. I believe everybody, if they want it, should have access to very good high-speed internet. It should be a public service with how connected everything is and the way that you need it for work and you need it to find a job and you need it to maintain even benefits. Internet should be good. Internet should be social good, among other things, in my opinion, but that's besides the point. But like I've heard other places in the world do not charge for water, like a water bill where you're living. I think that's in Ireland, because water is a human right. You need it to survive. To charge for it seems crazy for me. But I have a lot of opinions about what services we deserve as being part of a society. I like how the shading's coming along. Hello, Miles. I'm not working on requests right now, but if you want to let me know, I might be able to do it next stream. I'm just working on some personal art right now, and I'm gonna be wrapping up quite soon. But I hope you're doing well, and thank you for popping into the chat. I'm working on this band performance right now. Don't know how I feel about the shading on the leg, actually. So my next art stream is going to be next Sunday. I usually start Sundays at noon Pacific, and I usually wrap up around this time, so about 2-3 hours. Sometimes I go longer. But yeah, I stream my art every Sunday at noon Pacific, and then I play video games on Tuesdays in the evenings at around 6 p.m. Pacific. I even post the VODs go up on my YouTube. I sometimes post other gameplay videos, so feel free to check out my channel if you want to see what other kinds of stuff I do, or you want to open up another stream and watch back on the VOD of that and see what I was working on. Hey, I even recommend drawing along with me. Even if you don't typically draw, I think being creative is really fun and a great skill to learn. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for popping in the stream. I'll see you next time. Be sure to follow so you get a notification of when I go live. There's actually an art trade that I need to finish, and once I finish that art trade, I might open up art trades again. Because I love getting art, but I don't have money. And so best way to get commissions, if you don't have money, art trades, honestly. But I feel bad because this one, the art trade was from last year, and I've gotta finish it up. But, you know. How do I want to do this? Okay. Do I want to keep going? How much longer do I have for stream? Yeah, it's getting to the 3-hour mark. My back's kind of aching anyway, so I need to take a bit of a longer break. Restart stream. And then I'll probably play Sunless Sea for about an hour. So, I'll be back. Let me save this first. Okay, so we did that. And we did this today. Fun stuff. Okay. So, thank you for joining me for my weekly Sunday art stream. I'm Ghost. You can find me at Art Ghosts online at Blue Sky, on Patreon, Coffee, YouTube, and Twitch. Down in the little bar below, it also shows Picardo, but I don't stream to Picardo anymore. It's just another an art-focused streaming site. But anyway, you can catch me mostly on Blue Sky these days. I hope you'll catch me for my game stream a little bit later today, as well as on Tuesday evening. And I'll be back for more art on Sunday. Thank you so much for joining me, and I want to give a shout out to my Patreon members of past and present. Their support means the world to me and has helped me build up a little bit of a savings for my cat's medical bills. So I am still saving up for that. If you would like to become a member for benefits on Patreon, that's ARTGH0STS, or you can do a one-time donation to my coffee. That is also Art Ghosts. Thank you. Have a good rest of your day. I'll see you on the next one.